Welcome to Laurel Smith of Chicago, Illinois, non-profit home video and artworks creations. In this particular video, we will be looking at images of Mars Curiosity rover, the SOL 103 images, where the rover filmed an African pyramid that has an apex. And in the same area, we see the 1952 UFO that looks like a dinner plate with a half of a softball attached to the bottom of it. It appeared over the skies over the African pyramid that have an apex area on Mars. Now this is the same UFO that appeared in 1952 in the online film footage of a great alien film that set up a UFO. You can type that into Google or YouTube search engine and see the black African alien 33 face of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He has 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, big black oval shaped eyes, and he looks like an African alien. Okay, when we go back to Mars, we see that the Sphinx of Giza and Gath, Palestine, Ethiopia, and Jerusalem, that is referred to in Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, he appears on Mars next to the Dome of the Rock structures. Now, when we talk about the octagon, the holy octagonal building structure that has the Golden Dome in Jerusalem, we see it all upon the Mars face in the micropixelated wall surface area of the Sphinx 1 shadow body form area. Now the Sphinx 1 shadow body form area has the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, 4th son of Jacob, who couched down as a lion and as an old lion. So what's amazing about the secret rover image of the stone face on Mars is that we finally have an up-close image of the chin area. And when you micropixelate the wall surface area, you see the Dome of the Rock octagonal building structure. Now this is where I termed the 4 image. Now there's other octagonal structures upon the surface of Mars connected to the biblical lion sphinx of the tribe of Judah, and which actually destroys the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible false man-based image of Jesus and Jehovah in the false man-based religions. There's no white or Greek or European or Roman Jesus in a robe in outer space that has a penis underneath his white robe. This is the 100% incorrect false man-based religions. It's connected to the slave-based religions that's now being preached in every neighborhood church. When we talk about the biblical light that created the world, we're talking about the 15 billion-year-old sun throne, as it is seen shining 93 million miles away across the black outer regions of space. This is ancient Egypt's winged sunness of Malachi 4:2, and it's 1 John 1:1, 15 billion-year-old sun throne, holy hydrogen lighted creation area, in which created the 5 billion-year-old world in the black outer regions of space. So this is where the Sphinx in Egypt, solar theology, or the solar theology of Heliopolis, the city of the sun, comes into play when we look at the Mars Sphinx and the winged sun disk in back of the Sphinx, where inside the winged sun disk we see an alien 33 face image, and which appears in the National Space Administration Soho satellite image, infrared image of the sun. So this brings us back to the ancient Egyptian deities connected to the Temple Mount and alien 33 biblical will within the world like UFOs that landed upon Mount Sinai. As we expose the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible false man-based religions, we see that the African Sphinx is speaking the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scroll language. Now what's important about this video is that it's the first video created by an Afro-American in Chicago that actually shows the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scroll speaking 12 sons of Jacob, 4th son of Jacob, called the Lion Sphinx face on Mars. Now the Lion Sphinx face 44BNF5, it looks like the Egyptian Sphinx in front of the African pyramids in Giza. Now the Mars Sphinx face 44BNF5 has his original eyes. Now when you say you see a black African Sphinx in the chin area of the Mars secret rover image, that's in the Sphinx 1 shadow body area. So the shadow body area of the Sphinx couched down is in the chin area of the stone face on Mars. Now the wall area of the stone face on Mars has ancient Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls inscriptions. Now it's talking about the African Sphinx being transported to Mars by the world within the world like extraterrestrial guardians of our entire solar system. So this is the world in the world like UFO that landed upon Mount Sinai in the Old Testament. as we look at the Sphinx 44BNF5 base, now we see that he has a royal Egyptian headdress, and there's a Temple Mount white structure, which is actually the UFO image. For instance, the 1952 online film footage UFO, okay, it flies upside down. Now most UFOs, when you see them, it look like a circular dinner plate flying through the sky with lights on it, with a golden dome at the top. That's the image of most UFOs. But the biblical will within the world UFOs of Alien 33, they fly upside down. So it looks like a dinner plate that you take out your kitchen and attach half of a softball onto the bottom of it. So this is the same UFO in which the Curiosity rover SOL-103 filmed in the sky over Mars, and it appeared in 1952 in the sky over Jerusalem, which caused outrage to the Greek and Roman conquerors that conquered the biblical Holy Lands and blew the nose off the Sphinx during the Napoleon era. So this is where we expose the 1952 Yom Kippur War, when the Greek and Roman inhabitants of Jerusalem through the doorway of Turkey tried to take the title and glory away from the black African lion Sphinx of ancient Giza, Gaza, Palestine, Ethiopia, and Jerusalem. And this occurred with the illegal name change in 1611 by the King of England, when he appointed 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars to fly to Jerusalem, Giza, and Gaza and study the African Sphinx of the tribe of Judah, Islamic, Aramaic, Dead Sea Scrolls. Now remember, if we go to the Middle East, we go to Iraq. And in Iraq, we see ancient black African stealth pyramid civilization of Ham. It's the 784 stealth pyramid that talks about the creation of African Adam from the ground. And we see this in the DNA grid as the steps of the Babylonian steps, which look like the square DNA grid. 5 sideways squares connected, look like the steps of the Babylonian stealth pyramid. So when we decode African Adam, globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projection, we see the stealth pyramids all around the earth in every area is talking about Alien 33 on Mars, which is the extraterrestrial god of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that created the Angora gorilla first and then African Adam. So when you look at the Martian Viking frame in 1976, Viking frame 35A72, you're going to see a stone face on Mars and the Alien 33 and the Angora gorilla next to the stone face on Mars. Now this is the aerial view land surface image of an Angora gorilla in the original 1976 Viking frame. So as we decode the Temple Mount extraterrestrials to the Curiosity rover SOL-103 images, we see that the Sphinx on Mars redefines the Christian religion back here on Earth. Because if we find this Sphinx on Mars, in which I'm showing in my video, wearing a royal headdress, and he has his eye are the original eyes that appears in the chin area of the secret rover image to the 41.2 degrees north stone face on Mars. So the eyes of the Sphinx is generated by octagonal building structures that has these domes. So that means there's no way you can separate the black African Sphinx of Ethiopia, that's referred to in the book of Genesis 49:8 as the fourth son of Jacob, who cast down as a lion and as an old lion in front of the Egyptian pyramids. Because the Egyptian pyramids are, the apex area are 1, 2, 3 triangular tips, and they appear as the 1, 2, 3 steps of the Babylonian style pyramid corners. So this is where, when we look at the African Sphinx Babylonian style pyramid 784 image, which appears in the Middle East in Jerusalem upon the octagonal building structure called the Dome of the Rock outer wall surface area. In the stone rectangular window frame, we see the Babylonian style pyramid E and 784 image. Now this 784 images talks about how African Adam, the Babylonian image, came to earth. Now when we talk about the book of Psalms, 105th chapter and 23rd verse, we see the 12 Islamic, Aramaic, Dead Sea Scrolls speaking sons of Jacob leaving Iraq, Babylonian style pyramid civilization of Ham in the Middle East, and crossing the Euphrates River and bringing the Babylonian style pyramid into Africa, or Saqqara. So this is why the African pyramids appear in the Dome of the Rock rectangular window frame, outer wall area. But now they appear flanking a central 784 Babylonian style pyramid image. So if on a blank sheet of paper you draw 3 squares, one on just above the other. Okay, this is the image of the aerial view Giza Pyramid, where we're looking down on a helicopter from 12 to 6 o'clock position upon the Isaiah 1919 Giza Pyramids. We see 1, 2, 3 square bases. So this is the arrangement of the squares in the Dome of the Rock octagonal building structure, outer wall, stone rectangular window frame, 784 image. So these 3 squares flanks the Babylonian style pyramid of the 12 sons of Jacob.